Hello, everybody. I think we might be live. It says some green lights there. I've got some green lights there. We have some guests straight off the bat even. I'll tell you why they're here in a moment. But first of all, we need some confirmation. Can you hear me? Can you see me? All that good stuff. You can at least see me, because I can see me. But let's have a look and see who we've got in tonight. We've got Carrie Ann, Rocky's Rocky, Nathaniel. Hopefully you'll be behaving yourself tonight, Nathaniel. Alex, my boss. Straight in there trying to catch me off with a rude name. Children around and everything. Rocky's Rocky. Don't worry, you won't get it. Mickey's here. Who might be joining us later, I don't know, or yet another wedding. Mickey's a professional wedding attender. Silver Surfer, Alex is back again, Chris, Sharpies, Soren's in. We've got an international audience. Jab, Fishman, everyone else. Audible and visible with no weirdness, so that's always a good start. So, as you can see, we've got Junior Aquarium Adventurer, hiding better half Aquarium Adventurer. And shall we dip into why you're here?
Yes. Yeah, go on.
So you might have seen that, well, do you want to say hello first?
Hi.
That's all you're getting. You might have seen from the thumbnail, tonight's stream is sponsored. Now, normally when you get sponsored, you get offers of, would you like to try our new range of filters? Or would you like to try our new heaters? Or here's a year's worth of fish food. But tonight, we're sponsored by Fishman Aquatics, and this is what they sent, and the reason why these two are here. So, it wouldn't be a Fishman Aquatics stream if they didn't send me a pot noodle. So, thank you very much for that. Even the right flavour, not your horrible beef one that you sent last time. So, we've got that. Then we've got some delicious Lindt chocolates, which I've had to be beating these two off with a stick so far to be able to at least show you. But yeah, these are going straight that way.
Thank you.
We've got some wine gums, delicious wine gums, one of my favourite sweets. Am I getting to keep these ones?
Maybe.
Okay, I get to keep those ones.
Maybe.
We've got some pick and mix, some more nice sweeties. Yeah, I get those ones.
No, you don't.
And then, last but not least, a Belgian chocolate fudge cake. Is this why you're here? Are you going to have this one?
No.
No? What, are you just having the chocolates?
Yeah, I don't mind chocolate cake.
So, Reese, Callum, Courtney, everyone, thank you very much for all your gifts. There was meant to be beer in there, but there was a shopping snafu. But do not worry, you didn't have to do any of these things. We've got Fishman Aquatics in the house, so there you go. That's Fishman Aquatics. That's probably Reese, who sent all this stuff. So have you got anything to say for all your lovely gifts?
Well, thank you, and the chocolate is ours now.
And everyone should go and subscribe to Fishman Aquatics.
Yeah, everyone should subscribe to them.
And go and visit their shop and buy some stuff. So we'll talk a little bit about this later on, but I'll give this over to my beautiful assistants, and then they can bugger off. Unless you have any questions for them, they can hang around for a minute. I slurp back my delicious, look, I found it again, Hop House 13. I got this in, what's it called? Not Pets at Home. It wouldn't be a Pets at Home. Home Bargains, where brands go to die. So this might be the last set of beers in the country. So I can enjoy a couple of Hop House 13s. Well, so Reese is completely... I'm not allowed to get drunk, no. Reese is completely stuck. I don't know what that means. If someone's on Discord that can help him out, we're going to hopefully join later on and maybe even have a word with Reese. Sharpies are not poodle. Well, I don't know why, but we're now famous for eating pot noodles. I've never even been into pot noodles that much, but I'm getting spoiled, definitely. Hello, Graham and family, says Maple Street Aquatics. They're from the US of A. Totally international today. So we've got Denmark represented, we've got America. Who else have we got? Let us know where you're from as well. Doncaster. That's not quite as international, is it?
But still.
No. Woohoo beer, yes indeed. What else did we get to? International Man of Mystery, not quite. Oh, look at that. Chris Cairns, your daughter is so adorable.
Thank you.
Oh, she's going to go red now. Right. If that's... We've done the prizes. We've given away the food. All the chocolates have gone now. These two are going to go back to their packing duties.
No.
Because we're...
I'm going to eat
Oh,
chocolate.
you're going to go and eat chocolate. You should be going to
We're gonna
bed.
eat chocolate.
9 o'clock.
She's going to bed. I'm going to eat chocolate.
So one of them's going to eat chocolate and one of them's going to bed.
No.
Right. And Northern Ireland as well. There you go. Right. Thank you very much, guys. We'll see you later. And thank you, Reese, for getting them all happy. I'm now in the good books because we've supplied chocolates.
Thank you for the chocolate.
Yeah, thank you.
Right. So, that aside, as I said, we are sponsored by Fishman Aquatics tonight. Let me just see. Oh, we've got dogs as well. The dogs are still here. And the best type of sponsoring, I think, is when you get food and drinks. I can't ask for more than that. So we will try and get Reese on the stream at some point if he can figure it out. But if there are any of the mods are in Discord, if you can point them in the right direction, we'll try and figure that out. But we've got some goodies to give away. And some... I'm just seeing your messages now, Reese. Is this it? I'm on video. Nothing's happening. I think you have to go into... Right, we are professionals here, honest. I'll go into the chat that I think it is. I think it might be under voice channels, live stream guest. And if you see my name in it, see if you can join it. But if you join and you've got a camera, so if you're on your phone or something, it should just work. But anyway, while we're doing that, we have some things to talk about. So the reason that Reese, Callum and Courtney are asking us to sponsor them is because they've made some changes. So Fishman Aquatics, I did a video about them probably a couple of months ago now. I can't quite remember. And now I've lost my chat. I keep doing this thing where I shut down everything accidentally. Bear with me. No. There we go. It looks weird with all the dead tanks in the background. I know it does a bit, yeah. So we visited, or just me, I visited Fishman Aquatics. We've got a video where I went to see them, but they've had a bit of a shuffle, a refit. Everything's new ranges, new layouts, new fish, new dry goods, new all kinds of things. So they're running a bit of a promotion, a bit of a sale, and they're offering you guys, viewers, a bit of a discount code as well. So there's a general sale going on for a lot of lines. I'll jump onto the website and we'll have a look through them later. Oh, I see Reese has popped into the chat. But yeah, there's a general sale and then an extra 10 or possibly 15, I can't quite remember, for all the viewers tonight. So if you want to order any stuff off their website, there will be a code which I have forgotten and can't find at the moment. Oh, I can see a face.
Yeah.
I can see a face. I might have to put on my headphones. Just bear with me while I get through the rest of this. It's thrown me with these two coming on earlier. Hang on. Reese is now live in chat. He is indeed. I can see him. Let me just catch up with the chat. Scott saying, I was waiting for the bread with the pot noodle. I'm not doing another pot noodle video because I'm only just now recovering from moving away from fish into pot noodle based videos. Northern Ireland from David Swain, Scotland, as ever, from Chris Silver. Germany from Urban Hafner. Yeah, truly international. I love this. Tam's here, originally from Glasgow, but now in Gloucestershire. Another exile like me. Vince from Redcar. Dawn's in. Nathaniel is behaving. Excellent. The Smiths are here, so they must have wolfed down their dinner. Right. I think if I can press the right buttons, we might be able to... let's not make any grand predictions. Let me just check here that this is actually going to work first. It kind of almost does work. Right, let me make you bigger, Reese. Hang on. No, wrong button. I am a professional. I've done this before. Honest Gov.
Are you sure, Graham?
Right, say something so I can tell if I can hear you or not.
Can you hear me, Graham?
Well, no, I'm not going to be able to hear you. Hang on, let me plug in the headphones. That would help.
Is that any better?
Ugh. Right, now say something. I might be able to hear you.
Hello, Graham.
Yes, it works.
Magic.
Technical genius. Right, so without further ado, or a word that sounds like that,
I tried that word the other day and failed as well.
and that's the wrong button as well. It's meant to be a drum roll. Ta-da! Everyone, this is Reese from Fishman Aquatics. God, I've literally had the neck out of this beer. That's all I've had. I'm all flustered. I've been doing all kinds of stuff today. Reese from Fishman Aquatics. Welcome, Reese.
Hello.
And that's when I pressed that
Hello.
button. So, for those of you who don't know, Fishman Aquatics is a fish shop, an aquatic centre. What do we call them these days? An LFS?
LFS, hobbyist, aquatic shop, whichever.
A hobbyist specialist aquatic
Yeah,
shop. It's not your normal run-in-the-mill 10 tanks of goldfish and 10 tanks of neon tetras. It's a little bit more specialist than that. The USP, I would say, would be it's run by hobbyists. Would that be fair to say?
Yeah. Oh, it's fair to say that. Yeah. I mean, I don't have any tanks at home anymore, but I think it's just over 140 at the shop now. So
140. My God.
yeah, we've had an upgrade since you last came.
We've got Courtney in the chat insisting that you take your hat off.
Well,
You don't have to. Don't be bullied by your staff. So you may know from the channel Courtney and Callum. Courtney's more of a volunteer, but Callum's a staff member. He works at Fishman Aquatics, so he's been helping out on my channel for a while. So that's how I've got to know these guys. We did the video and a few videos on your channel of some messing around and making fools of ourselves. But tell us a bit about Fishman Aquatics. Tell us what's new. Let's start there.
With what's new, so we've added a whole new oddballs and a larger fish section. We acquired some tanks and racking from elsewhere and kind of rearranged the shop. And we also added in some big dug racking as well from your own recommendations. And we've added a whole new betas and invert system, so we've now got over 140 tanks, and we just added some more in on Thursday too, as part of the breeding section. So yeah, we've changed quite a bit. It's massively different since when you were last there.
I shall need to come back and have another look and have another set of videos that we can make.
Yeah, definitely do some more videos. It was a fun day. We were a bit silly.
It was. I'm just going to show the website on the screen. Well, I'm going to try. Let's see what happens. Hopefully you can still hear Reese and I, but this is the website, and as you can see, 50% clearance sale. That's quite some marketing there. Yep, there's definitely a sale on. So tell us what's going on.
Yeah, so the sale. We are changing what we do in the shop. We are going to be a bit more focused and have smaller ranges of dry goods, but dry goods that we believe in more than any other. So it's going to be things like, well, we're going to keep all the ESHA medications. We're going to keep some of the foods that we do. But for example, the food type that we're aiming for the specialist market is the absolute aquatics, and then the community stuff is going to be through fish science. So everything else in the fish science range that isn't community is on there. All the Hikari foods are on there. All the water life products are on there. And then when I get a new batch of a different brand of water treatments, so it's going to be, I think it's from Ultimum, some Australian company, Quantum. That's it.
Oh yeah, Quantum. Yeah, I've heard of them.
With Alex, he's been chatting to me. We're going to get their range of freshwater stuff in at the shop. So then
excellent.
all the reef flowers are all going to go into the 50% off clearance as well. So we're going to have a very, very small yet impactful range of dry goods. So everything else that I'm not keeping is 50% off.
So this is thinning the herd for the stuff that you would recommend rather than just the stuff that you can get from wholesalers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's going back to just keeping the items that are in the shop for now, and then letting it grow back into the hobbyists' kind of mecca, if you would. As the shop grows, the dry goods section will grow, but for now, keep it simple but keep it effective.
So I'm just looking at the shop here. That's what people can see on here rather than looking at my face. We've got everything from aquariums, filtration, pumps, skimmers, heaters, lights, foods. So the food section's mostly, the first few lines of the Cloverleaf range, the Absolute range. I've been trying a few of them myself recently. No complaints, I must say.
Because it's the last thing that I added.
Everything from everyone that was looking for sponge filters, somebody was on to me the other day saying, "Oh, I don't know where to get sponge filters from." I think yours are actually cheapest around, even cheaper than Amazon. And I'm not just saying that because you bought me a pot noodle.
I don't know. I mean, we've got them up at recommended retail price. Like everything is recommended retail price at its highest, essentially.
So one of the questions we'll be getting here is, do you ship fish?
We are taking a break from shipping fish while we're doing all the upgrades to the shop, and I've been dealing with the website and developing the website like a nutter for the past week.
That sounds like a fun job.
Yeah, I've turned into a web developer, like unknowingly and unwantingly, writing code and developing things, and I'm halfway through developing an app for some reason. I just found myself doing it. So yeah, while all that's going on, it's very, very difficult to keep the livestock list absolutely perfect. And also we are getting a new courier, so we won't be using APC because we had a few issues with them, especially with things like the more sensitive fish for traveling, like cardinals. They introduced a new shipping way, and local depots weren't doing it properly, and they're on cold floors, and it was horrible. And then we'd have more sensitive species like cardinals turn up poorly. So the new courier is DX, and it's going to be substantially cheaper and a better quality than APC could do. So we're getting that in place as well. So for now, fish is a no, but we can still send intermittent packages if you want to contact us through Facebook on it.
Okay, so you're very active on all the social medias. Fishman Aquatics has its own Discord server. They're obviously on Facebook. They're on YouTube. A refreshing break from the norm from most shops that are on YouTube and things like that. And a nice, straightforward we're trying to have fun, and we're trying to have good, sensible conversations when it matters. But I love the rants. I love the wacky, offbeat things. And if you're ever in the Greater Manchester area, I think it's well worth a trip to stop in. Because it's not your normal fish shop. It's not like, even before it changed, it wasn't like any fish shop I'd seen before.
No, I mean, the idea of the YouTube was, it's just another extension of ourselves rather than trying to impress in a way that we couldn't probably live up to in the shop. Like, I know, like, say with things like species profiles, a lot of things would be like heavy research before doing the video, massive editing, so there's not put a foot wrong and yada yada yada. And that's a very, very fake point of view, because that person would not be able to give that information just off the bat.
It's very dry as well when you're trying to do that. This is this fish, this likes these things, it doesn't like those things. Whereas if you can just have a bit of a more conversational style, I think that works well.
Just have a bit of fun, just be normal people.
Yeah.
Be exactly how we are in the shop, just it's filmed. That's pretty much the thing. It's more of a documentary rather than anything else.
I would say if you do go and check out the Fishman Aquatics channel, there's a few videos that I'm in, and it looks like they're poorly done comedy sketches, but that was just basically turning the camera on. That's what it's like there. It wasn't put on. It was just, it's a different way of doing a business. And I wholeheartedly congratulate you on that.
Yeah, thanks. I mean, your acting kind of went a long way.
My favourite part of that is I got to throw a bag of water at Courtney's face, and legally allowed to do that is always that's a fun day. You can't go wrong, can you?
Just the analogy of it is you threw a bag of water at a pregnant woman's head.
I know. Well, she was only a little bit pregnant then, so it's not that quite bad. We've got Courtney in the chat saying Reese has gone for the Graham look. I think if you can make a choice over it, it's not the Graham look. Mine is.
There you go.
But you've chosen
Got rid
that.
of it.
I have no choice. This is the only look available to me.
Yeah, I've just gone for the whole look like a thumb thing.
I can see hair growing back there. It's not that bad.
Oh, it's getting long now.
Are you going for the whole Bic thing, or are you going to leave it?
Yeah, I just leave it all off with clippers now. I got lazy.
I must say, it's been 25 years since I went to hairdressers. Those clippers have more than paid for themselves with my every 2 weeks. Just zzzt. Urban says, welcome to the world of web development. Have you got any experience in that, or are you just doing lots of Googling, kind of my approach to web development?
Lots of Googling, go on to next step, find yourself doing a step that you didn't realise you had to do, and then that step turns into a completely different thing, so then you kind of have 7 different branches of random things to do on a website, and you don't actually know where you're up to anymore. It's that kind of web development. Just go through window by
I've
window.
dabbled myself, and I'm sure, as Urban will say, all professional web developers, they're just good at Googling. No one writes their own code anymore. They just steal it and alter it enough to make sure that they can't get caught.
Yeah, that's essentially what I'm doing, but with allowances. So I'm allowed to use codes through using integrations and syncing up different platforms.
I don't envy you, I must admit.
I never wanted to start doing it. It just happened.
No, but
No,
hey, it's another feather in your cap, though.
Yeah, but I don't know how to stop. That's the problem. I always find there's something else that may be handy.
That is development. It's in the title. It doesn't have an end. You just keep doing it and making it better and better and better.
The shop's going to have an app for Android by the end of the night, and I don't know why. I don't know how. It's just happening.
I just have to show you this. Hang on. I don't know if you'll be able to see that. Oh, no, it's not going to work. There's an Aquarium Adventures app there, and I spent 6 months on it, and all I've got it to do is open up and get me a blank page with my logo on it. That's it.
But luckily, I'm creating it through Facebook, which is where all the integrations are through.
Oh, so it should natively do a lot of the things you need it to do then.
Yeah, so it's all code in JavaScript inputted onto the main website itself under the different sections.
Yeah, Urban, who is a web developer or a developer, is saying, yes, the whole internet is 50% duct tape. So there you go.
Yeah,
You've got someone you can reach out to at least.
Yeah, as soon as I figure out how to use Discord. I mean, we've got the Discord, but Callum does it.
Well, you've got further than some of my moderators have got. You've managed to get on here, and we can see you and hear you. That's always a good start. So, along with the 50% sale, so that's to clear the decks somewhat, promote all the new ranges you've got coming on. I believe you've got an offer for the viewers this evening if they want to get on the website. Yeah. I totally lost the message you sent me earlier, so I'll rely on you reminding me.
Right, so there used to be a discount code for Aquarium Adventure subscribers. I have altered that for now. So the new code is AA Live, and that'll give you 15% off everything. So even the stuff that's got 50% off it already, you can still use the 15% off code. You can use it on the aquariums. So if you wanted a £500 aquarium, you'd get 15% off it just instantly.
Excellent.
So there's just add it as the discount code towards the end of the website, and it'll automatically take 15% off everything.
What do you think of that? Free pot noodles, sweets, keeping my wife happy, and now you're offering my viewers money off. You can't get better than that.
Yeah, I thought this time round, instead of sending you random things, I mean, the pot noodle's still random, I thought I'd send you stuff for the family, essentially. Bit of chocolate, bit of this and that. I didn't know who was going to take what, so I just did
you
a
say
mix.
Family, but I've been allowed to hold on to the candy ones, so I've got these, but I know that my sons are stood outside the door right now going, can we have them? Can we have them? So I'm not going to get to see anything other than the pot noodle, but hey, that'll do.
I mean, I did get the wine gums specifically for you, even though I did not know that you liked wine gums.
I do like a wine gum. I must be honest. In fact, anybody wants to send me any sweets, I'll either bribe my children with them or eat them myself. You can't go wrong.
Yeah, I think my wife is now looking at me a bit funny because she's been saying she wants like fruity snacks and sweets for the past
And
couple
you
of
sent them
days.
to some random stranger on the internet.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'll send some back if you want.
No, it's okay. It's okay. She's not overly jealous. I don't think.
Well, you're in that first year of marriage now, so you can get away with more. I think I'm going into year 15 or 16 now. I need to bribe them with chocolate more often than not.
No, the chocolate bit's fine. Just flowers and sweets. That does it.
Indeed. So, everyone, if you want to avail yourself of that code, what was it? AA Live. Was that right?
It is AA Live, yes.
AA Live.
So, yep.
If you want to use that, please do. But also, go over and give them a like on Facebook, give them a follow on YouTube, all those good things.
We've actually got a couple of videos in the pipeline as well for YouTube. So next week we're going to be doing so all the breeding tanks that if you've been on the YouTube before, you'll know that a lot of fish have been conditioning. And by conditioning, we just mean getting them ready in a comfortable environment, getting them nice and fat to the point where they want to breed. And now they're going to be separated into smaller groups. Like we've had puffers that have 2 of the red-eye puffers that have paired up out of 6. They're going to go into their own tank. And yeah, we're going to do that as a whole video and little species bits about how we intend to breed each and every single one of them, and then there'll be a progress follow-up from that, and also a goldfish talk, because everyone knows our hatred for
I was going to say, I can imagine what kind of slant that'll have on it.
Well, we have a little sneak peek. Is we have a plastic tank that someone brought a goldfish in. The goldfish was about 5 inches. The plastic tank was about 10 inches long. It's been in that for years. We are breaking that tank. We're smashing it on the video
With fireworks, hopefully.
I've not really got like space for fireworks, but just we've got very, very large hammers.
Yeah, I'm just showing everyone the YouTube channel now, so you can see it's not your standard. This is how to breed this fish. It's a whole manner of things. Have you any more plans for the Fishman Chats series? So you've had quite a few coups on there, haven't you? You've had Corey from Aquarium Co-ops. We've got one there with George Farmer, some bald Scottish guy, and a few others.
We've had 2 rounds of you, Graham. We've had 2 rounds.
I know. I think people will be getting fed up of me.
We're going to do round 3, but in your space.
I think we can have Fishman Chats on Aquarium Adventures. Oh, we might even get into that now.
Just please scroll past and don't mention the email me of 12 years ago.
That's the only reason I brought this up. Look at this thumbnail. If you can see this, it would be very small on your screen. Can I make this bigger? That's not.
No.
Well, I've screwed it up. Sorry. Hang on. Look at that. That's a picture and a half, isn't it?
Yeah,
I apologise.
It's okay. I've come to ruin.
It was just the brooding look that got me. I thought that was brilliant.
Yeah, I mean, I was 18.
Yeah, well, we can give you a pass. Yeah.
Thank you. Still technically an adult, but you know.
Yeah. I was just trying to say it is worth it. It's not just me that's on there. There are some actual good chats with the likes of George Farmer, and I think David Poole from Fish Science was on there. Our very own Jennifer, chief moderator, who's done a bunk tonight. She's on there as well, talking about aquarium chemistry and things like that. And then obviously the big dog Corey's on there. That was a bit of a coup.
We've had a couple of others that have agreed to go onto it.
Just finding the time, isn't it?
Yeah, booking them in, because a lot of them are American, like Tazawa Tanks, so Zenzo, but he worked with Corey as well. It's just booking that in. Then there's the other guys. Jesus, I forgot all the names now. But yeah, it's just a case of booking everybody in and finding time and then doing everything at the shop that we've been doing as well. Just for 2 people, it's getting very, very chaotic.
Well, better that than very, very quiet and dull.
Yes. and everything is moving in the right direction. The shop's getting busier and busier. Website's getting busier and busier. Social media is. So booking in those extra couple of hours for Fisherman chats has been difficult. Although I was going to save something as a surprise for Callum, but I have been speaking to Sea Life Centre at Trafford for a tour and a Fisherman chats there with some of the aquarists.
Aquarists. Yeah.
Yeah. And that is going in the right direction of us being actually able to do that at some point.
That would be really good. I remember there's a video with I'm rubbish with names now. Michael Aaron's Aquariums. That's not that hard to say. When he rehomed one of his fish there, I think, and he had a good chat with a couple of guys there. Some really good stuff.
Michael, he's a nice guy. I've spoke to him a few times. He's been around to the shop a while ago, and then obviously he had his shop for a little bit as well.
Yeah,
he was a nice guy.
Yeah, no, I remember meeting him at Telford, I think it was, but the Sea Life Centre, it's some really interesting just to see the sense of scale. Oh my god. Sorry, big massive spiders, just, it's not attacking me, that would be wrong to say. Sorry, I lost that there. So yeah, that should be really good, the Sea Life Centre. So before we get rid of you, and that's not the right way to say that, before we say goodbye, I did want to ask you a little bit, because it's kind of a latent desire, or probably in the back of everyone's mind, of how do you go from having a bunch of aquariums, having too many aquariums, and then making the leap to having your own shop. What's that process like, and would you recommend it?
I mean, I wouldn't recommend it, because, I mean, if anyone wants advice about it, then yeah, I'll talk to them, but it's an absolute nightmare. It's horrible. It's dealing with livestock as like a first business, and that it's not just dealing with livestock, it's dealing with that livestock and customers. So all of these random variables that can be thrown at you all get thrown at you, and you have to juggle
during a pandemic as well.
Yeah, I've gone through a pandemic, so the shop was 1.5 years old, so still like at its peak growth stage, and then pandemic hit, and then it just stopped growth completely and reverted it back. And yeah, I mean, power cuts are the worst thing. We had like 4 power cuts in the first year that went for longer than 24 hours, and it was just absolutely chaotic. I mean, other people might not have the same experience of just constant other factors that you can't control, but it wasn't easy. I mean,
I think it's something that everybody that has. So, in my mind, there are several levels of people who are into fish. There are people who have a fish tank and don't give a shit. There are people who have a fish tank and really enjoy the process of looking after it. And then there are people who have 3 fish tanks, and there are people who have fish rooms. And then there are people who don't have any of that but decide, this is a business, I'm going to do this as a business. I've not seen too many people who have gone from being hobbyists to owning a shop.
See,
and as much as you say it's not easy and it's hard, I think you've done it possibly in one of the hardest times we've ever experienced or lived through, and are making a success out of it.
Yeah, I mean, I think even now throughout the UK, we possibly, well, there's only very, very few that are on a high street, let alone in a town centre.
Yeah.
And we're still making work. So it's a working model in a potentially difficult area during difficult times, and we made it work. But I'd like to just make a point that it wasn't a case of, I don't know, let's say, it wasn't a case of being a hobbyist and thinking you could make it as a business. I mean, I was in the trade already, but it was more of, I can do this better, I can offer more, rather than
what's already out there, yeah.
It was more trying to improve on the hobby and the industry that's there currently, and making steps forward rather than just being one of the LFS.
So what were the gaps that you saw, or what were some of those things that you said?
It was failings with, and it's not just isolated to certain shops, it happens a lot with quality of staff members being just minimum wage, minimum effort. You know, they don't want people that want to change things. They get what they can, and then it translates into quality of stock. So So when you get poorly fish, it's just a case of, laxy-daisy, try and hide things rather than try and fix it. It's all about the customer's perspective rather than the actual quality of fish selling themselves. It's all trying to do things so people don't see it. Like, for example, every shop does a dead check in the morning, and there are some shops that will go around, and there's local ones to us that will go around and they say their dead check is 20 fish in a day that have died throughout the shop, and they've got less tanks. We will have now 2 if it's a bad day. So it's quality of stock, and we don't hide the fact that we do it, because we'll do it quite properly when we open. We'll go, oh, I've not done it, and then just do it while there's customers in the shop. The fish die, and everybody knows that they do. But that's just one example of things being hidden constantly.
Yeah, I've spoken to a few people in the industry before, and the diversity of that acceptable number of deaths from some shops to others is just it's mind blowing. I know there's a shop in Sheffield that I won't name because I can't remember the name of it, but there's one where quite openly the guy says, well, as long as there's less than 50 dead every day, that's fine. And you're thinking, how many fish are you bringing in? Oh yeah, we bring in about 500 a week. So you're losing a whole delivery a week.
Yeah, 50 in a day is 70% of the weekly stock.
Yeah, that's and other ones they're like. I remember talking to one of the guys at Elm Lane Aquatics, which is one of the Sheffield shops, and he's like proper gutted if he loses one. So yeah, it's different approaches from different ethics. Maybe I don't know what it is.
Yeah, you'll always know who. If you manage to get that conversation with someone in a shop and they manage to be honest, you will see that those that are gutted about losing just a couple are the ones that actually want things to be the best that they can be. There's the perfectionists, and it's not just a case of keeping customers happy, it's keeping stock happy first.
Yeah.
Focus on the livestock, because that's the one thing that you can control.
Well, I don't think it's anything you said, but you probably share this feeling that people in any industry, really, if they get the service right, that's half the battle. Because if your stock's good, and if your stock happens to be fish, if your fish are good and your service is good, people will keep coming back. I think there's a bit of a fallacy with a lot of shops where they think, well, I'm going to sell some crap, so as they keep coming back and replacing it. I don't think people do that. They very quickly find out, well, this isn't right.
Yeah, I mean, one of the biggest compliments that we get, it's not always technically a compliment. Well, I mean, it is a compliment. It just doesn't do well in terms of business is, oh, yeah, I've not been in for a while because all my fish are absolutely perfect.
Yeah.
And you think, oh, right, yeah, I mean, that's actually a good thing, but, I wish I could sell you some more.
So you just have to sell them more tanks so they can get more fish.
Yeah. Hopefully that's how it works, yeah.
Yeah, we've got a couple of comments here. So Sharpie's saying, what gets me is the people that run crying to Facebook saying how bad a shop is because there's one dead fish and one tank that they've seen. I think that's something that I try and address whenever I see those type of comments is fish do die. The transportation of fish across the world is a stressful process. It's going to happen.
They are so susceptible to stress.
Yeah.
Like, stress is the biggest killer in fish. And I had a customer come in the other day that was jet washing a piece of bogwood that they took out of a tank. I didn't ask why they were jet washing it. I just kind of glanced over that fact. Just, people do what people do. But African fan shrimp came out of the bogwood and he hit the fan shrimp with the jet wash, and it was fine. Yet, there was a time where that was a replacement shrimp. The one he had before that, the parameters were a bit off in the tank for one day and one died completely. Yeah, he jet washed one. It was absolutely fine. Stress kills fish more than jet wash.
It does. I mean, I think I've got a video coming out tomorrow of my temporary fish room that I've set up. I moved 30 cardinal tetras over. All the other fish that I moved, absolutely fine. And I went back the next day and had 30 floating cardinal tetras. Couldn't figure out anything.
So the longer cardinal tetras are in one tank, the more that they hate to be moved.
Yeah.
I found with cardinals, they do this thing where you put them in the bag where they instantly act dead. The blue line disappears, the red line becomes a bit more vivid but wider in a way, and then they kind of play dead. And they're just an absolute nightmare to acclimate. Like, they have to be acclimated over a long period of time just to feel okay. They're a pain.
Yeah, well, I was a bit gutted about that, I must admit, but I don't like to say it's one of those things, because I think I did everything right. I probably made some mistakes along the way.
I mean, it's just the general nature of cardinal tetras as well, unfortunately. They do not travel well at all, so the travel has to be perfect. Hence why we've had issue with sending some out to fill. We've been waiting for some that travelled well, then quarantined well, and then I was confident enough to ship. And now we are confident enough to ship the ones that we've got, changing shipping supplies. But it's going to be cheaper, so I suppose you'll get more.
No, there's always a silver lining to every cloud. Just thought I'd best let you know, Courtney's now offering free shipping to all tanks, even to people in Northern Ireland, so you might want to check that out before you go any further.
Oh, what? Northern Ireland? Yeah, that's a bit difficult, that one, Courtney.
So anything our moderators say in the chat isn't binding until all sales are final and all that. But check out the shipping.
Yeah, so I mean, it does. It can technically be done to Northern Ireland, but without the free shipping, because it's through Aqua One. If they can ship there, then we can send it there. Aqua One does operate within Northern Ireland, I believe, but the tank shipping is a palletized delivery straight from Aqua One to your door.
I need a bunch of new tanks. I might have to have a discussion with you about the best places to get some.
They have. Let me just open up Aqua One, because there was a promotional thing that they sent out. But if I go onto the website and then the store portal, there was the where is it? Store portal. Let me just log in. You can just kind of talk for a minute, Graham, while I find this.
Yeah.
Log into it.
I mean, Aqua One, it might be a brand people are unfamiliar with, but they are fairly well established. You'll see them in a lot of the big stores, big chain stores sell Aqua One tanks as well, if it is the ones I'm thinking of. But they're very nice tanks. That's not a very good descriptive word.
Is beautiful. And they've got a massive range as well. You can have
a big, massive range. Loads of different cabinetry options, loads of different glass options.
They are all on the website. I spent hours uploading all the variations, all the colours, everything. So they're all there.
Right,
and the Aqua.
I'm going to test you and go onto your website again.
We also have the Aqua One filter. Basically, the whole Aqua One range, apart from the small tanks, on the website.
They are indeed.
Even the marine.
So if you're in the market, you've got a discount code and everything. Yeah,
you get, let's say if you wanted a fish tank that's normally £500, what's 15% off 500? 30, 60, 75 quid off it, so it's 425.
Yeah.
With free shipping. Can't go wrong with it.
I don't do maths. I have a calculator for things like that. Even the easy ones.
424.99 or something like that. But it's there.
Yeah, no, I think that's an absolutely fantastic deal, and anyone that can make use of it, definitely do. You're not going to get a better deal than that these days. Everything seems to be going up in price, not coming down. Right, I'm just going to have a quick look through the chat and see if there's any questions for Reese. Otherwise, we'll let him go and get on with his evening.
I've just found those tanks there, OptiClear aquariums, from 120 centimetres long down to 35 centimetres long.
All right.
I will have to speak to you about that.
Definitely.
Privately, trade stuff.
Trade secrets, So, we've got Jennifer's popped into the chat just to say hi. I think she's out on a date or something tonight.
Well, next time I go to Scotland, she needs to give me and my wife a date. She promised us a pub crawl and we never got it.
Oh, you're joking.
No, she was supposed to come see us after we got married. She said she was going to jet ski route because she lives very, very close, and she could jet ski to us. So she was going to ride a jet ski.
She may well have been drunk at the time.
More than likely. It's not a normal someone.
We've got Lee Jones saying he has the oak style 230 and loves it. Definitely recommending it.
They are beautiful, and even the oak style itself. So the Aqua Oak range covers the Moda, covers the Urban, which I absolutely love. It's like a nice grey, concretey colour. It's beautiful.
I think they're great display tanks because it's, I call it the sellability to the wife feature. As if something looks good in a living room, then it's much easier to sell.
If size is a thing, so if you're wanting a big tank but you're on a slightly smaller budget, there's also the Horizon range, which I don't know if you can get up quicker than me.
I have it here.
The Horizon range, so you can get the 180. It's a set. It comes with the filter and everything. It comes with an internal, but the price of the actual set is minimal, to be fair, for a 180 litre aquarium. I just can't.
Comes with the heater and filter built in, from £209 for the smaller one. I think that is 65.
Yes, I think it's. Yeah. Where
Up
is it?
to the 180 is $399, which is still a really good price for good quality.
180 litre aquarium with cabinet and equipment.
Yeah,
and
the whole thing. You don't need anything else.
Exactly.
As it says on the website here, it's plug and play. You just add fish.
It is. Well, not straight away. Cycle.
After a while.
Yeah. Plug and play after a bit.
Plug and play-ish. Now I've lost my chat.
Yeah, I turned the YouTube thing off because of the delay. I was getting very confused. So
Courtney's asking a question. Is the discount code capitals or lowercase?
it does not matter because as soon as you enter text, it goes to capitals anyway.
There you go.
I cannot physically enter it in lowercase. It doesn't like me. Only capital letters are allowed on discount codes.
Quite right. Fishmanks in the canal. Susan for SLC Aquatics is saying hello, Graham and guest. This is Reese from Fishman Aquatics. No use to you, Susan, because I think you're in the US. But anyone else, definitely no free shipping of tanks to the US. But anyone else in the UK, then definitely go and check it out. Right, I think we'll let you go, Reese. Thank you very much for joining us.
Saw the Corey video.
Say that again.
I'm pretty sure that Susan saw the Corey video that I did.
Oh, she may well have done.
Corey.
Susan does follow all the fish tubers. You might have recognised her from that.
Yes, I've seen it.
I can't see any other questions other than stupid jokes about Northern Ireland and Brexit. There you go, Courtney's got it. Fishman Aquatics discount code AA Live for 15% off. You're not going to get better than that. Right, I'll let you go, Reese. Thank you for joining us. We need to schedule this in for a proper chat.
Yeah, I think, well, when my wife stops working Fridays for a little bit, 'cause she's doing her training with the university, because she's a carer nurse thing, she does kind of a bit of both. So yeah, when the Fridays calm down a little bit, I can do it in store with the actual full equipment.
What, at 9 at night? We'll might have a special one and do it as a recording at 6 or something.
No, it's fine, I can wait. The other occasion is pre-booked will be fine.
Yeah, I feel your pain. As a father of 3, you've already got me beat. It's not easy to find time to do these things, is it?
No, I've got, like I said, there's the 4 kids, there's the house, there's the work, and then all the extras. You're allowed annual leave from a wife for a bit just to book a couple of hours off, aren't you?
Who told you that?
I don't know, I thought it was part of the contract. You get it in work.
No. You need to do what I do and just drive somewhere and sit in your car for 10 minutes, peace. Oh, you don't drive?
Chocolate, that doesn't allow me to do the live in-store.
Oh, God, sorry, I've just stood in a dog. I didn't realise it was down here. Hello, what are you doing? Sleeping, apparently. Right, thank you very much, Reese. We'll have you on again and have a proper deep dive into what it's like being Fishman Aquatics and running the shop and how you put up with Courtney and Callum. But for now, thank you very much. And hopefully everyone, say in the chat, go and
I will stay in the chat.
you stay in the chat. Yeah, go
I will
and
stay
check out the YouTube channel. Give a like on the Facebook page. And when I say go and check out the YouTube channel, go and watch a couple of videos, leave a couple of comments. You've no idea how much it helps the algorithm for smaller channels like myself and even smaller. If you just get some engagement going, it just helps keep greasing the wheels with YouTube and makes it so much better. And it doesn't cost you anything.
Yeah.
Shows the dog.
Well, I will. Yeah, we're going to keep going around in circles if one of us doesn't actually kind of press the button, and I don't know which buttons to press.
I'm going to press it now. Right. Thank you very much, everyone. Reese from Fishman Aquatics.
I'll stay on the chat. I'll talk to you all. Thank you, everybody. Bye-bye.
I say I'll press the button. The button doesn't seem to want to be pressed.
I think I found it. Oh.
I've done it. Right, I'm taking my headphones off so I can't hear you anymore. Right, hope you enjoyed that. Am I still live? Can you hear me? Yes, we should be going. So, apologies if I've missed some things in the chat. Shows the dog. I think I might even have two dogs. I do have two dogs. One of them's grumpy and might bite me. The other one's not grumpy and won't bite me. Let's try with the bitey one first. Yeah. Please. If you heard that, that was him. This is Arnie. He's named appropriately, as you can see, after Arnold Schwarzenegger because he's so ferocious and fearsome. Tell him. Tell him how ferocious you are. Yeah? Okay. He is a Shih Tzu. A really Shih Tzu. The other one's not quite as bad. So this is dog number one. Any questions for Arnie? Please let us know. He mostly likes sleeping. He likes... What do you like? Being grumpy? You want to go down? No, he's happy to sit here. There is another one, but she's snoring, so I'll leave her be for a while. What is it about? Let sleeping dogs lie. So I hope you enjoyed that. I think there's some good content together. I like to talk to Reese and get some insider info because I'm always fascinated by running a fish shop and what it'd be like to run a fish shop. And I think he's doing it right. So I know I'll appreciate it, but I'm sure they'll appreciate it more if you go and do all those things. Arnie, if you could be any fish you could be, what would you be? He really doesn't seem bothered, does he? I think he's gone back to sleep. Shall we put you down again? Go on then. Yeah. Yeah. Oh. And this is the other one. This is Mia. She's also not a proper dog. She's also a Shih Tzu. So as I was saying, if you could find 5 minutes, go and watch a video, go and click like, go on Facebook. Oh, headbutt the microphone. What are you doing? If you could be any fish, what would you be? What's that gunk in your eye? A dogfish. Oh, wrong button. Sorry. Dogfish, of course. Arnie does not help with the water changes. Arnie, when he was younger, or was it you? They used to like to pull the... Because I refill from an HMA filter. They used to pull the hose out when I was out the room. Oh. So they would go along, grab the hose, leave it on the floor, go back to sleep, and it'd just be quickly flooding the house, basically. Vader likes to sample the water. Nah, they kind of just nonchalantly destroy things. That's kind of what they do. Well, they're getting on now, so they don't really do much of anything. Courtney's coming to steal my dogs. You can't do that. The kids would be distraught. I can't believe they're still here, because usually the kids have come to take them to bed with them. Right, what else were we going to do? We were going to do house news. House news. as you've seen last week, we were hoping to move last week. The week before that, we were hoping to move then. And as you can see, we're still here. We still haven't moved. But we might be on the verge. So all the solicitors have started talking to each other at least, which is a good sign. Monies have been requested from banks, so we might even exchange next week, and then that would mean next Friday is moving day. So very doubtful we'll have a live stream next Friday if it is moving day, because I just don't think I could handle that. Because it's dragging. It's really dragging. It's doing my nut. But the biggest problem is, if you don't know, I've set up a temporary fish room while we're waiting to move. And going over there, I mean, it's only half an hour or so each way. So it's like half an hour there, half an hour doing jobs when I'm over there, water changing. I'm doing water changes every day just because I'm paranoid, because all the fish are in smaller tanks and really just kind of stuck together. So I want to keep the water quality, keep on top of it. And then half an hour back. So it's like every evening, it's like do work, do some packing, do a run to the storage unit, go over to the fish unit, then get back, and it's like 10 o'clock and you're like, oh God. So it's as long as we can minimize that. So if we do move next week, then thank God is all I can say. But then I've got the challenge of setting up another fish room, setting up another rack from Big Doug. Might have a sponsorship incoming, or at least some money off. Set up another rack, move the fish over, but before I even do all that, I need to get the electrics sorted, because the electrics are like 1970s at best and just not going to be up to it. So I think if I did come and start setting up a fish room without sorting the electrics first, we'd end up without any power. So got to get in, get electric sorted, get rack set up, start moving fish back. So I think I'm still a good few weeks away from just being there, really. But, you know, what else can you do? And then when I do get there, I can buy lots of new fish and do exciting things and start pond planning even. You never know. I just want to go. I'm totally over preparing to move house, if I'm completely honest. Any luck with the FX6, says Courtney? No. Well, it was an FX5, but it's pretty much the same thing. But no, it was... I think I had over-tightened and clamped a seal, and I do have spares of them somewhere, but I've packed up all my fish room and sent it to the storage unit, and I just don't feel like digging through mountains of boxes just to find one seal. So I've come up with a plan B, and that's the video that you'll hopefully see tomorrow, if not Sunday. Is me setting up a temporary sump. So spoiler alert and all that, still go and watch it please, you know. Pardon me. So I've kind of done a DIY, the most basic version of a sump that you can have. It has water coming out of the tank and a pump putting it back in. No baffles or anything like that. And that was also a fail. So, you know, I like to make videos of me being incompetent at things. But again, I was just... The pump that I've used is just that little bit too powerful for the overflow. So there is a calculation you can do that if you check the bore of a pipe, that tells you the maximum flow rate it can support with gravity. And I think my pump's just a little bit too powerful. I tried a few techniques to slow the rate of the pump down, just couldn't quite get there. So I need to go and again dig through the bleeding storage unit to find a smaller pump or a variable pump where I can tune it a little bit and then get that going. So nearly there. So you can see, I mean, in theory, the theory was right. I just had the wrong pump. So I think the video is still worth putting out, even though it's me just doing nonsense. Because yet again, it's me going, I'm going to do a thing. Watch me do the thing. I failed at doing the thing. But, you know, I think failure's just as interesting and useful as everything being perfect. So hopefully you can enjoy that when it comes out, either tomorrow or Sunday or whenever I get a chance to edit the video. But yeah, that's it. That's my plan at the moment. Urban Hafner saying, think of all the content you'll be creating building the new fish room or fish tank. Either, yeah. I'm planning on building a fish tank as well. So I've got this idea in my head of how the new fish room will kind of look, because at the moment, if you've seen my old fish room, it was basically half of a third of a garage, whereas now I've got a double garage and I'm getting half of the double garage. So in essence, a full-size normal garage to play with. And I want to have racking all the way around, but maybe on one side just have one big massive pond tank, like whether it's a fiberglass thing or a wooden thing with a window, or who knows, just something that I can do something a little bit special, a little bit bigger and better. And you know what YouTube's like, you have to have the biggest, the wow, the thumbnail and all that kind of stuff to make it interesting, but we'll see how we get on. And it's really just, it's in the back of my mind. I don't really know what I want to keep in it other than puffers. But yeah, something that can comfortably house a Mibu puffer properly. Or by the time I do it, I might think, no, I want to get a few monsters in there. And I don't know what I want to do. But you're right, I will get lots of content out of me building it. And I think it's useful because you'll get to see me, even though this will now be my third or fourth fish room that I've put together. You get to see all the mistakes that I make and learn from those mistakes. So if you fancy making your own fish room, you'll know I can watch Aquarium Adventures and not do the things he does, and it'll all work out spiffingly. Well, that's the plan anyway. Pardon me. He-Man strength, oh, if only. It's just, it's very grating, the long days. Work's especially busy at the moment as well, and it's really starting to grate on grinding my gears. My proper job's getting in the way of my hobby. It's not on anymore. Stubbs Aquatics at Lake Karcha, first time on. Just wanted to say hi. I recognise a few people here. Sharpie and Susan, nice to have you here. Thank you for stopping by. Hopefully I haven't put you off with my random ramblings already. Courtney being chief mod tonight. I've not even heard from Simon yet. Is he in a mood now because you came on as chief mod? Courtney is chief mod, saying, recommending becoming a member. You can join the channel if you want to join the channel, show some support. You get some extra emojis and things like that. If you join as a hero member, you get even more of that. I should have done this ages ago. Joining as a hero, you get a discount, 10% off anything at my website. So discounts galore. You can have discounts at Fishman Aquatics website, you can have discounts at my website, or just subscribe, watch a few videos. That's all I really ask. Susan saying thanks Courtney. Sharpie's failures create bloopers, bloopers create content, and content creates views. You're not wrong. I've been a bit of a miserable mog recently. It's probably very narcissistic or big-headed, but I used to, a year ago here, I'd be upset if I put a video out and it didn't make 1,000 views in the first 24 hours. And it's fallen off a cliff, and it just hasn't happened again. But it finally happened again for the first time in about a year, and it was a video of me who had fail in the thumbnail, and I'm like, God, I'm just going to have to be like a clown to get things to come across and get some views on some of my videos. But yeah, it's right. I mean, it has to be something that's it's not clickbait, because there were failures, but you have to really go, look at me, and I'm just not very comfortable doing that most of the time to get the views in. But I'll have plenty of opportunities for failure, as they say in Six Sigma. Totally fitting out a new fish room from scratch, which is going to include plumbing, it's going to include building, I'm going to be putting walls up, I'm going to be doing flooring, all that kind of stuff. There's loads of times that I can screw things up, basically, so you'll get to see all that kind of stuff. I'll be the new king of DIY. No, I don't know about that. My favourite part of your recent video was your discus trying to commit suicide. So it's downgraded tank. I know, I've gutted I didn't have another camera on that, because that was like me going, yeah, look at me, I'm a professional, I can move fish around all the time and it's dead easy, and I'll just open this tub here, and as soon as I opened the lid of the bucket, the fish just went straight out. But thankfully all the discus are doing really well. I always say this, discus are a lot harder than people give them credit for, especially the domestic strains that we get access to these days. And as I was saying to Reese, I took my cardinal tetras over the other day, I probably didn't acclimatise or acclimate them well enough or long enough. But every other fish in that tank's fine, but every single cardinal tetra died overnight. So, and that's the bad thing about this, because it's a temporary fish room and it's not here. I only get a limited amount of time to spend there, so I'm kind of constantly bricking it that I'm going to either have a power cut and just not know about it, have a tank seal go when I'm not there and it's going to flood this place that I'm renting, or some other kind of disaster where I'm just not there. So every time I go and it's upstairs, you climb upstairs and I'm opening the door like, oh, thank God. It's just this proper squeaky bum time, as they say. Still here. Stubbs Aquatics still here. Thank you. Nathaniel says, is your fish room gone? It's gone from here. Yep. Totally broken down. I have a completely empty garage downstairs. Phil says, this week I bought some stinker discus, or I exchanged some super red bristlenose plecos for them, and I'm well happy. Oh, that is a good deal. If you've swapped some super red, unless you swapped like 500 of them, you've done well with that. I hope you enjoy them. As you know, I'm a bit of a discus freak myself. I do like a good discus. Simon's here and totally jealous. And as Scott says, yeah, that sounds like a cracking deal, Phil. I would like some super red bristlenoses. I might need to come and visit you and alleviate you of a few more. I'll use cold hard cash though, because I don't have any discus that I want to get rid of. Right, we've got to 10 past 10 and we haven't done a giveaway and we haven't spoken to any moderators. So we can either have a break from the Meet the Mods and catch up next week or the week after, hopefully, if I move. Or if either of the... because I've not seen Noodle Sandwich. If you're here, Lewis, make yourself known. But if either of the mods that are here want to come and say hi and say hello to everyone, you can do, or we'll put a pin in it since we've already had one guest on, and we'll get you on in the next time. Are the cardinals wild caught? I don't know, if I'm completely honest. I meant to have a look at that. I did make a video of me getting them. I got them from, what's the place called? Got them in some shady deal, really. I put out a call when I wanted them saying, I want 100 cardinal tetras and I don't want to pay more than £1 a fish for them, which is really the wrong way to ask for fish. But eventually I found someone that was willing to sell me 100 for less than £1 a fish. No, they didn't sell me 100. I got like 30 off some guy who said that he bred them, and I got them from his fish room. And I went there and his fish room was one tank in his shed. And I was like, oh, right, so where did you breed them? Well, in here. Well, in this tank? Yep. But there's nothing else in the tank. And you don't have any other tanks? Yep. No, just keep them in here and they breed. I was like, but don't they need... whatever. So I bought them. So he clearly just got them from somewhere else. And then sold them on to me. And then another one... I think it was the Kesgrove Tropicals or something like that. It was one of the big eBay sellers. And I think they sent me about 30 or 40 or something. I can't remember. But whether they were wild caught or not, I don't know. My toddler is loving watching your discus and your past videos. She calls them the beautiful fish. Oh, she's quite right. That's exactly what they are. So I've just seen Mickey's. So Mickey Early is one of the moderators who hasn't done the Meet the Mod session. He says, I'll jump on next week. I'm sat in a bathrobe at the moment. This is not an OnlyFans. No, we don't need any sneaky slips. No, definitely. Courtney is angling for a demotion again. Remember when Angels beat Discus in the Best Fish tournament? The one that was rigged? Yeah. Yeah, I do remember that. We'll need to rerun that again now that I'm a bit more au fait with the whole polling situation and everyone's forgiven me for posting 5 million comments in one night. Shall we have a wee bit of a giveaway for the people who are still here? Let me just check and see what people are still here. We have not put off too many people. We still have 40 something people here. Only 33 likes though. Come on. It's the least you can do is give me a little like. 43, someone heard the word giveaway. And they've joined the chat twice. Oh, and they've just left again. Anyway, sorry, I'm rambling now. If you could, I would really appreciate a subscribe. I'd really appreciate a like. I'd really appreciate a view. If you go and watch one of my other videos, all that good stuff really helps. I'm going to have to fire into these wing gums actually. Some ASMR for you. Some claret. But we'll do a bit of a giveaway. After you've done all the things, up here obviously is my email address. If you just want some stickers or something like that, by all means reach out. Very rude of me to eat while we're talking. But more importantly, up here is a link to my Discord server. Nothing to sell on the Discord. Oh, hang on, I think I'm connected in the wrong place. Just get out of there. Nothing to sell on the Discord server or anything. It's just a place to hang out, chat. There's some memes, jokes, inappropriate things, appropriate things, buying and selling, swapping, all the good things. Just a fun place to hang out. And yeah, again, free. I'm not trying to promote anything. Just come, and if you're fed up with Facebook groups and trying to ask for help on Facebook groups, that might be the place to come. Why have I just closed OBS? Am I still? Nope, still here. So all that stuff, very much appreciated. I'm going to jump into Discord after we do a bit of a giveaway and have a look at the Roast My Tank section and the live stream suggestions section and see if we can eke out some more content. But am I still on Big Face? I am. Is my GoPro working? No. Is my webcam working? Yay! That one works. Right. We will get up the spinny wheel, shall we? Hang on, let me go back to Big Face. Who wants to win a prize? Shall we win a prize? We're going to spin a wheel. It'll be up here. No, it'll probably be up here somewhere. We're going to spin a wheel, and whatever it says is what you will win. There are some stipulations on you being eligible for the prize, but let's spin it away. There we go. Oh, I'm always so impressed when that actually works. Technological genius. Whoop, whoop. It's a goodie bag. It's a goodie bag. So a goodie bag typically contains things like, you might get the last ever, well, it might not be the last ever, but the last Aquarium Adventures writing implement, otherwise known as a pen. Very good writers, I've been told. I use them all the time, every day at work. Everyone that's been sent some have commented on how well they write. Don't know why I'm trying to sell it to you. It's not like they're free. I'm giving away. You'll get a pen, you might get a sticker pack, you might get some foods. So we've got our soft Artemia, some wild flakes, all kinds of things. Maybe even a beanie hat. Starting to get cold again. People want beanie hats. But as ever, if you don't win and you want to get any of these things, maybe don't buy them. I don't know if I can be doing with the extra hassle of sending out orders. No, if you do want to get any of these things, you can, and you can win them. Shut up, Graham. God, I'm losing the plot. You can buy them off my website, which is not up there, but it's called aquariumadventures.co.uk, and there's a shop on there. So if you've availed yourself of your 15% discount on Fishman Aquatics website, but you really just want a cock t-shirt, for instance, then you can get onto my website. If you're a member, you join as a hero member, you'll get 10% off this. But anyway, we'll do the goodie bag, shall we? Let me just catch up on the chat. Alex is Alex Mabaw's noodle sandwich trying to catch me out by making me read that name. Chris, I think you might just be you probably just missed out on the giveaway. Really ill, totally exhausted. I know the feeling. I'm not ill, but I am exhausted, so that's fine. 4 discus for 50 bristlenose plex. Oh, if you went that way, I think you were maybe robbed a little bit. Scott's missing next week as well. Courtney says the word should be AA live. That's a good idea. Let's do that. Sharpie and Reese saying it is weird to like your own videos. You should definitely do it, and all the gurus say you definitely should do those things, but it just feels wrong, doesn't it? I'm the same. I try not to like my own videos, but you should, apparently. Phil saying, yes, they had 50 of my red bristlenose for 4 discus. I'm not sure that was the greatest deal, Phil. Red bristlenoses, they can command quite the price. But, you know, sometimes you just need to get rid of 50 bristlenose. So, yeah, every deal makes sense. Sharpies is winding me up. What's he saying now? Who knows? Did Courtney and Callum receive their mod tops? I think they did. I think we've got a picture of them in their mod tops. In fact, shall we turn that on while we're talking about it? What am I on? Main. Slideshow. So there's Chief Mod with her every week. Chief Mod with her mod tops, but I think we've got some of Courtney, and there's another moderator with their Spanner shirt on. That's Tim. So we should cycle through them eventually, but yes. Red bristlenoses in the fish shop I frequent are basically the same price as standard. I think I misunderstood what Sharpies and Aquatics was saying. Well, they're usually. Well, no, let me think about that. It's been that long since I've actually been to a shop that I paid attention to the prices. I thought red bristlenose super reds usually get a 1 or 2 pound premium on top of your commons. Usually goes commons, albinos, super reds. Anyway, Fishman Aquatics could do with a beanie hat and large head size. I have some of them. Oh, sorry, dog. Which one would you like? Can I have this sucks or this blows? I'll send it to you in return for my pot noodle. And I'm keeping the other one for myself. Right, I've faffed on enough now, haven't I? Right, goodie bag, that's what we're doing. Yeah, let me load up the thing. So the word is going to be AA Live. Just to remind you all that that's the code if you want to use it at Fishman Aquatics. Let me go on small face. I'll show you. I'll make everyone eligible. So mods, regulars, channel members, users, everyone can play. Nobody gets any more luck for being a member or anything like that. But you type in to the chat AALIVE. Alive. It's like saying alive with a stutter. Type that in chat and you might win some stuff. There are rules. You have to like the stream. You have to go and subscribe to Fishman Aquatics. You have to go and subscribe to this channel. You have to... This blows. Yep, I'll get you one of them. You have to... Did I say like? You have to be a person that lives in the world. If you're in the UK, it's free. But if you live in Australia, for instance, you have to pay the postage. But yeah, UK free postage. Anywhere else, you have to pay you have to pay for the postage, and you have to click all the buttons that do the things. So I'm going to sit back and enjoy a refreshing beverage while you all type AA Live. Yep, you're all getting it right. 12, 13 users are eligible. 15. Sharpie's saying standards at $5.95 and super red long fins are normally 20 plus. Yeah, that's what I think. Especially long fins, I think they have the biggest premium usually, don't they? And Fishman's saying there's a red bristlenose, German red bristlenose, and super red bristlenose, and then the long fins. Yeah, and I think each of them will probably carry their own price point as well. And also the age of them, if the age and the size. Because if you're buying tiny little ones, then yeah, most of them are about the same price. But if you've got a breeding group, for instance, then that's a whole different ballgame. Gordon's alive, says Sharpies for some reason. Alive. That was my stuttering attempt. Well, Nathaniel has suggested an alternate word of Titanic. Sorry, missed that. Maybe in a future stream I'll let you pick the word, Nathaniel. So I need to get in quick. If you get to Oldham for tomorrow before Reese has a chance to change the price of the longfin reds. The discus were £35 each, so you still have a credit note. £35 for a discus. That's good going. Unless it was a very small discus, I suppose. Yeah, I'm sure you've done fine. I mean, I've made terrible deals just because, pardon me, I remember selling something like 40 crepensis for a tenner or something like that just because I wanted to get rid of them. So deals aren't all about eking every penny out of the deal. Sometimes it's you just need to do something to make some space. Right, we've got 19 eligible users at the moment. Nobody else want to win a goodie bag? I'll give you one more minute. So, with me murdering all my cardinal tetras, I'm thinking of making a bit of a change for my dither fish, if you like. I do love the cardinals. My top two dither fishes for discus companions, I think, are cardinal tetras and rummy nose tetras. So I've done rummy noses before, done cardinals before. I'm thinking doing something a little bit different. So anyone with suggestions for any smaller fish in the kind of tetra area, not necessarily tetra family, but maybe, that can tolerate some heat, you need to do AA live altogether. One word, Martin Reed. Otherwise it doesn't count. So I've kind of been thinking maybe Congo tetras. I really like is it the Colombian red-eye tetras? I like them. I don't know. I'm going to be... There's Simon saying, Congo tetras, would they be too big? No. Well, they're kind of on the top end of what I'm thinking of. But I'm also... Oh, right. God forbid. I'm also thinking of just keeping the discus in the display. Speak English, right? Sorry. One thing at a time. Let's do the giveaway. I'm going to give Martin Reed a little bit longer to type in AA Live, just so as he can make sure he gets into the giveaway. But I'm also thinking of doing discus in the fish room and putting something else in my display tank, because I'm thinking of having the display tank in the hall in the new place, which isn't as weird as it sounds once you see the layout of the house. But I don't know, I've always wanted snake heads, and I think that's a good big tank to have snake heads, but I don't know if snake heads will be active enough or pretty enough. I mean, they are pretty. Decisions. Or just turn it into a big tank for a bunch of Oscars, maybe 2 or 3, or going something completely different. I've designed and redesigned my fish room plans 100 times recently. I just don't know what to do. Right. I think we're going to call it. So, I'm going to turn up the volume so as I can hear what's going on. Boop, 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 boop. Boop, 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 boop. That's me testing the feedback on the speaker. And we'll click this roll it button. Are we ready? Drum roll, please. I can't hear the drum roll. Courtney Smith. Courtney Smith. It's not FX. It's not FX, honest, Gov. Courtney Smith, you're the winner of the giveaway. Congratulations. Who has also just said, get a big enough tank and I'll give you a title. Definitely getting a title. So the kids have... I don't know how we worked this out, but they basically bribed us to move house. So they all want something. So number one son wants frogs. It's not entirely clear whether he means frogs in his bedroom, like in a tank or something like that, or if he means build the pond and let the frogs come. Number two son says he wants turtles, so he's getting a turtle tank. And number three son, I don't have a number three son. Number one daughter did want rabbits, has gone now to guinea pigs via ferrets, so some kind of furry things. So yeah, we're going to get turtles, so they'll be in there. Don't you worry. So congratulations, Courtney. You have won. Let me see. I've not been paying attention to the chat. Sorry. Congos get big, says Courtney. I mean, they do get a lot bigger than your rummy nosies and your cardinal tetras, but they're also very pretty and iridescent-y and floaty and things like that. So, yeah. I've also seen them kept with discus quite commonly, so I know that they would work quite well. Diamond tetras, a bit smaller, but maybe more eye-catching than the discus. Nothing can be more eye-catching than the discus. Surely not. I'm doing a guppy display tank. I don't know about a guppy display tank, although I've never really put much credence into the benefit of a good light or good lighting within a tank, but since I've set up the temporary fish room and over by the way, I don't know, it's the same light. Well, it's not the same light that I have been on the guppies tank, but it's the same light that I've always used. But the guppies are like properly popping, as they say in the youth these days. And the colours are just amazing. So I don't know if I might need to do a lot of light testing just to see if I can get the best out of all the different fish. Yeah, because I've always liked guppies. You know me. I've always been singing the praises of guppies. I think they're fantastic fish just to learn about fish keeping, if nothing else. You can just enjoy the pretty little fishies, or you can learn how to breed fishies. You can learn how to do genetics. You can do experiments on them. Not like, haha, mad scientist type thing, but you can raise the temperature, you can lower the temperature, and you can see the variation in the offspring. It just amazes me that all these things go on. Plus, they look awesome. I can't praise guppies enough. They're one of my favourite things to keep. Whether I'd have like my big 6-foot display tank, take the discus out and put guppies in, that might be a stretch. But yeah, we are definitely getting a turtle. Nathaniel has X-ray tetras. Yeah, I don't mind them, but they've never made me go, yeah. A wild type female guppy is more eye-catching than a discus, though. Right, someone's going to have to ban Sharpie's model in aquatics. He's talking nonsense. He's clearly on drugs and drunk or something like that. Wild guppies are awesome, the wild types, but better than a discus? I don't think so. We're going to have to do another round of knockout. Who's got the best fish? Maybe we'll do that as a comeback after next week's move. Chana Bankenensis. Right, I'm going to have to Google that one. Hang on. I really struggle when I get into the Latin names. Let me to show my screen so you can all see it too. Yeah, I really like the rainbow snakeheads, the Blair Eye, and some of the bigger species I've been following. Is Alan Hopkinson? I see all over Facebook showing off all his China species, and I'm a bit like, whoa, what's up with them? I think they're awesome. Sorry, I'm just getting lost in that now. Right, where was I? So that was Fishman Aquatics suggesting that. Has been seeing them recently for snakeheads. Had some in a communal tank in the shop for a while. Martin suggesting rummy nose or rummy noise, but I guess you mean rummy nose. I think rummy noses are fantastic because they're the only ones I've actually seen. I will get this wrong. Shoal or school properly, and that is awesome to see them, and especially when they get happy and their tails properly colour up. That looks really good. Urban Hafner saying you'll have to put the angelfish into the display tank because I heard they're better than discus. Yes, that was a conspiracy against me by people who claim to be followers and friends of mine. Nathaniel wants tadpoles. Yeah, I think my son wants tadpoles as well. Urban has 2 guinea pigs here. You might be adding a few more. I think I'm in danger of starting a guinea pig sanctuary if I let my daughter get her way. Oh, Niddle Sandwich has turned up. Oh, look at that. You make him a mod and then he buggers off and turns up like half an hour before the end. Ha! Ha! I jest. My Italian relatives have just left. I've not seen them for 3 years, so I plead my case. I will give you that one then. Nathaniel says, where do you find tadpoles? In streams and ponds. Usually. At the right time of year, which is not now. There you go, Courtney and I are on the same track here. Noodle Sandwich, first week as a mod and turns up late. How hot do you keep your discus tank, Aquarium Adventures? I generally keep it at 29.5 degrees for no other reason than that's how hot I've kept it, and it seems to work for everything. But I would be open to lowering that temperature down to maybe 28, because I have kept my discus at 28 for quite a while and didn't notice any problems as such, because I know that then places them in the compatibility bracket a little more with other fish. I feel like there's a little bit of, we've always done it like this with discus, so therefore discus must be 30 degrees or more, and that's it. And that's not what they see in the wild. They see quite the spread from even as low as 25 up to 35 in some places, in some areas or some times of the year. So I know they can tolerate a bigger range. So I just picked that because that was there. Rob says, I've just placed an order for a nice piece of wood. Thanks for the AA Live, Fishman Aquatics. There you go. That's what we want. Courtney Smith, as chief moderator, you must decide a suitable punishment for Noodle Sandwich. My platies are producing some interesting mixed breed between Sunset and Blue Mickey Mouse. So similar, you missed that comment probably, but we were talking about guppies. That's the kind of thing that I like. I've never kept platies. I've never kept mollies. But I'm sure that I would enjoy that just as much as keeping guppies. It fascinates me, the whole genetics thing, because you can read about it and learn about it on paper, but just to see it in action. And I've done it with discus as well to a lesser degree, when you think, oh, I've got this fish that's bright blue, I've got this fish that's red and spotty. Oh, I'll get 50 bright blue and 50 red spot. No, you won't. You'll get 90% brown fish and 1 or 2 of each of the other ones. But yeah, experimenting with guppies and just seeing what you get. That's why I think my muck guppy tank is one of my favourite tanks, because fish will just appear. You've heard me talk about, there's like a platinum white one that I've got at the moment, that it might not be the biggest or the best body shape or the strongest peduncle fin or whatever they're called, but the colouring of it is just, I've never seen a colour like it. I know I've just said, oh, it's basically white and platinumy, but it's got like a level of iridescence that it amazes me. I think, wow, that's brilliant. That's a great little fish. Obviously, that's very different to line breeding and like capturing that fish and making it strong and repeatable. But that's the joy of a muck guppy tank. You just throw them on there and you get all these surprises. And even the ones that aren't anything special are still pretty special. You generally don't just get boring brown or grey fish when you have a muck guppy tank. Well, or maybe I'm just extremely lucky and I don't. Urban Hafner, as I am actually experimenting with my guppies. Yeah, it's great fun to do. Sharpie says, guppies actually do stuff though. Anytime I see saucerfish, they just sit there behind a plant looking miserable. See, it's not... I think that a lot of people, that's their impression of what discus are like. And quite often that is the goal that people like to show of their discus tank. It's like, oh, look at my big fish. It's sitting there floating in air. Look how clean my water is. Look how overfiltered I have done this thing. They're still cichlids. They still like a scrap. They still like to fight. If they are hiding, it's usually because they're new or there's something wrong or there's something going on. They're not like that normally. I mean, sometimes they can be a little bit meh. But if you get a good group of them, they're just not like that. They're like out there having a scrap. That's my food, get off. So many times I've seen that, oh, you need a dither fish because otherwise they won't come out and feed. No, that's not entirely true. If you're only going to keep 4, they're going to be scared because they're used to living in big groups. I don't know. I like the fake silly snakeheads. Yes, if I don't get a snakehead that's called a nice and fire snakehead or something ridiculous like that, that's the kind of... I don't know. Maybe I'm just a sucker for marketing. I like brown fish. Oh, well, I also like brown fish. So if anyone... Well, I guarantee none of you did because very few people saw those videos. But going down into my local river and setting up some minnow traps and things like that, I'm definitely going to do. I see Maple Street Aquatics is in the house. This will be right down your street. I'm going to see what I can do in terms of a native tank. And maybe going out in there, seeing if we can catch anything else. Other than just minnows. But even the minnows themselves, the markings on those minnows that I got after... I mean, I only got to keep them out of the water for like half an hour in a little tub and then put them back again. But I think keeping them in a tank... and setting it up like a native tank, because you saw me when I dropped my GoPro in the river. Well, it is just like a rocky, sandy bottom with lots of mulm and stuff like that. I think it'll look great, so I'm going to try that. Noodle Sandwich is pleading his case. It's quite all right. Scott says, I've seen 27 before, that's why I asked if you're keeping them at 27. You could look at Emperor Tetras. I might happily look at 27 again, yeah. Paul says, my discus are at 28, seems to work okay and no real problems. Mickey's got some amazing guppies, but getting a picture of them is totally impossible. I feel your pain, yes. But like I say, I'm just totally blown away by the difference half decent light has made on my guppy tank, because normally they're in the fish room and they've got whatever I can cobble together for a light. It might be just like an outdoor LED spot lamp or something like that, but putting I mean, it's not like an expensive one, it was one of my Nicrew ones. Just seemed to make the colours pop so much. I can't stop burping, I'm terribly sorry. I've had my guppy strain for years now and they look almost like the wild type. Now I'm trying to see if I can't get a bit more colour into them. Yeah, so the Endler guppies and the wild guppies that I've got at the moment, that I've got from Aquadiction, I think that was... I always mangle their name, sorry if that's not what it was. Aquadiction, I'm sure it is. As well as the Shtick Endlers. Fantastic stuff. Really colourful, really bright. Yeah, I think I'm going over old ground now, but yeah, I love all that stuff. Fishman Aquatics says, I wonder where you got that idea for exploring a river. I know. I did have the idea. You just beat me to it with the video. I think that's why I got on with Fishman Aquatics and their team, because we seem to think along the same lines. I had a similar idea for the Fisherman chats thing, but I wasn't confident enough to go and ask people to talk to me, whereas you were. I wonder where you got that idea for exploring a river. Just get some Levamisole-based warmers for native fish. Usually most pond warmers anyway. All right, yes. I think I have a whole selection of warming products at the moment. So we should be good. I know it is very important to warm wild fish. Otherwise you get into a lot of trouble later down the line. As Sharpie says, you know what works great in a guppy tank? A dwarf snakehead. I'm sure that would work out great for the dwarf snakehead. I'm not sure it would work out great for anything else though. Oh dear, pardon me. Sorry, I'm just getting a notification. Very important house news. I need to buy a fridge freezer. And I'm looking at one on eBay that's about to finish. No, it's fine. Right. Sorry, let me get back up to speed. Now I've lost the chat. Oh God, what is wrong with my computer? For those of you that are techie minded, I'm well pleased with myself this week. During the week, I took apart, cleaned, refreshed, resealed with upgraded cooling and heating. What am I trying to say? What's the stuff called? You squirt on CPUs. I can't remember what it's called. I'm having a complete mind blank. I rebuilt my graphics card basically. So every time I was using Photoshop or Sony Vegas, which is what I use for video editing, although I'm trying out DaVinci Resolve for anyone that cares. Where's the chat gone? I've broke it again. It would crash it. Thermal paste, that's the stuff. Well done, Scott. And I was just getting these weird errors in the logs and I couldn't figure it out. So I finally traced it down to my graphics card. Took it all apart and the graphics, the GPU just wasn't making the right connection. So I think I got a dodgy one. So I've resealed it, put it back all in, put it in together again. And I've been editing like a madman and nothing has broken. So, well done me. Because graphics card, you need to get a mortgage to buy a new graphics card these days. Callum says, did you see my suggestion? I don't think I did see your suggestion. Let's have a look. I've not seen any of your comments, Callum. No, type it again. Sorry. Little sandwich. I used to live in Clevedon outside Bristol. Isn't Clevedon? I thought that was like near Middlesbrough. What am I thinking of? Used to live in Clevedon outside Bristol and fished the river, caught loads of carp and pike that I ripped the eye out the end of my rod. My white whale. Yes, I had a memory came up on my Facebook timeline about it was like 14 years ago. It was from a pike fishing trip. We used to go pike fishing every winter. Loved the stuff. Oh, Courtney said it for me. All right, okay, hang on. Have you seen penguin tetras? Yes, I do like a penguin tetra. I think I might be wrong. Who knows? Don't they like it a bit cooler? Let me have a wee. I can never spell penguin. Penguin. I do like them, but I'm sure I ruled them out for some reason in the past. I thought it might have been temperatures. Oh yeah, they can go up to 28. Yeah, thank you for that suggestion. I might have to put that in the bank. I really don't need more suggestions. Well, I need to make decisions, not suggestions, because I've got lists of things that I want to do, and I'm never going to do any of them. It's too hard to decide. Could you keep a pike in a recreational aquarium, and if so, what size? Not really. Well, I suppose you could, but there's people that keep red-tailed catfish in recreational aquariums, and yeah. So a pike is more of an ambush predator, so they are used to staying in one place a lot. But I think it would just be wrong, because pike are like the river or lake or whatever fish. I'm not sure they should be in home aquariums, unless you've got some kind of massive pond type thing. But then again, if you do have a pike, that's all you're going to have in there, because it's going to kill everything else, because they are predators. Went for a wander by the river lark last weekend. Saw dace, chub, and wild brook trout. Yeah, I mean, there are other things in this river. So this is the River Don that I've been down there, but there are other waterways that have a myriad of fish in them, and a lot of them stay quite small. So I was wondering, I talked about my massive, possibly built aquarium. Maybe I make that some kind of native aquarium with things like pikes, carps, trout, who knows what. Okay, I realise none of those things will work well together, but I don't know. I'm just full of ideas and no decisions. I think that's the problem. Needle Sandwich, did you get my email re-beds? No, that's not going to mean anything and make us sound like we've got something going on. But yes, I did. I'm still trying to sort out house move before we can get anything sorted out, but I will bear it in mind. Thank you very much. It's very useful and very helpful. Scott says, with all the scalpers, yes, prices are starting to come down. We're talking about graphics cards again. So fish and tech, a niche channel if ever there was one. Prices starting to come down because Bitcoin is crashing and people are selling off their GPUs. Yes, and I'm hoping to avail myself of some of those cheap GPUs, because I don't know if you watch many of the tech channels, but there's a few of them have been testing graphics cards that have been used for mining for 1, 2, and 3 years. There was a Linus Tech Tips one the other day saying basically, no, they don't degrade. There's this whole hee-haw to get you to buy new ones and not buy the cheap ex-mining cards. So I'm hoping to lay my hands on something a bit more powerful that can help me with that. Pardon me. It'll be a while before we see RRP prices. I bet it will, yeah. Peacock gudgeon, 150 of them in the big tank, one of my favourite fish. Could you get 150 peacock gudgeon? I don't know if my bank balance... Oh, sorry, dog. Just kick the dog. Yeah, maybe that's the way to go. Just do something completely off the wall that just you don't see. A male pike would be fine in a surprisingly small tank. They only grow to 5 or 6 pounds. It's the females that get 5 foot. Right. I think, well, as Fishman Aquatics say, not pike, they get far too big, cover large distances in the wild, and also need changes in temp too. And if it gets too big, it's illegal to release into the wild due to the aquarium treatments. Yes. Yeah, I mean, I was going to say I've caught a pike before, but I've got a picture of one of my friends catching a pike that he has to hold like this. He can barely hold it, and I just don't see any tank being able to support that. So when I think pike, I think of like the 5 foot long one. Maple Street Aquatic says, pike, you say? How's about pickerels? Yeah. So if you are hanging around for another 10 minutes, I think Maple Street Aquatics will be going live and will no doubt show you his pickerel. I'm not very genned up on this. I always thought pickerel was like a baby pike. Is it just a different dwarf species altogether? Something like that? I don't know. 1,000 white cloud mountain minnows. Definitely going to have a mountain minnow tank. Don't know if I'll be able to sustain 1,000 of them, but hey, you never know, that might be a good display. Pardon me. Scott saying, Maple Street Aquatics, I'm not sure we have pickerels in the UK as much as yours is a beauty. If anyone wants to see it, they should join us later on the live, definitely. Aren't all fish river or lake type things? Yeah, touche, good point, well made. Yes, I said earlier, they're more of a river or a lake type thing. Yeah, you got me on that one. Oh, Scott and I we're going to have a geek fest at some point, aren't we? Yes, I watch all those channels too. There isn't any pickerel here. No, we have 58 species of native, introduced and adapted species of freshwater fish in the UK. 58? That seems like a low number. I thought there was a lot more than that. I only say that because I remember watching a fishing channel, like actual fishing, and they did a challenge to catch every UK native species, and it went on for freaking ages. I remember getting bored of it at some point. I thought that's a quiz question I would have got wrong, because I thought it was a lot more than that. $9,000 reed fish in the big tank. Yeah, no, we could do something really crazy, I suppose. Linus Tech Tips is my introduction to understanding tech computer talk. Hit him up for a collaboration on a Pi-based aquarium controller. I do have an idea to make my own aquarium controller, because we know we've talked about the Neptune Apex, we've talked about my thing, which name I can't remember, the Felix Smart. I've got the new Felix Smart. It has arrived. Cost me a bloody fortune, but it has arrived. For these free things, they're costing me an awful lot of money. I haven't even unboxed it yet. I'm just going to wait till we get to the new place and we'll have a look at it. But I did have an idea about making my own, because they're not that complicated. They do things. Yeah, I think I could make a good crack at making my own. So that I very much doubt Linus Tech Tips would be interested. But hey, that would be the collaboration. What's he got, like 12 million subscribers or something like that? And they have done, they did like an underwater PC build once, I remember. It was like a computer, a water-cooled computer underwater. It was mineral oil, because that's the way that the stuff doesn't degrade or whatever, but they basically used baffles, if you like, so as the computer, the motherboard parts could be underwater or under mineral oil, and then it looked like it was see-through and it was water and the rest, so they could have actual fish in there. Maple Street Aquatics says, yes, it's basically a dwarf pike, right? A zander, yes. So that's like a pike, but not a pike, as far as I remember from my fishing days. Pardon me. So there might be more fish, but not counting migratory fish that cross salt and freshwater for breeding. 100,000 dwarf frogs. 100,000 chili rasbora. Can we go smaller? 1 billion Daphnia, says Sharpie. Right, okay. I think we might be taking it too far, maybe. Bloodworm breeding. I've been looking into bloodworm breeding. I just don't think I've got it in me. I might be doing... I want to do lots of... Now, how's the way to describe this? I want to do some kind of... I don't... what am I trying to say? I kind of want to break up my fish keeping hobby into 3, because for me, fish keeping is my hobby. YouTubing and all that it entails, so live streaming, this is a bit of a hobby. I enjoy doing this. But the filming, the editing, all that kind of stuff, that's a thing. But to do that, you have to have some kind of sensationalism somewhere along the hobby part. So I kind of want to break up my fish keeping into... I'm going to have to dedicate a portion of it just for something that can have a clickable thumbnail. I bought a £2,000 fish, or my fish weighs £50, or 3 million brine shrimp in an 800-gallon aquarium, or stupid stuff like that that doesn't really mean anything. But then I want my stuff, so there's no way I'll be getting rid of my guppies. I'm going to have guppy tanks. I might do little series of getting into line breeding and trying to make my own strains and seeing how that works. I obviously love my discus. We're going to be breeding discus. We're going to be doing more in the discus world. I love my puffer fish, so I want to get some puffer fish. And some of those will cross over into, discus breeding. That might be a good video to make as well. But Oscars, I want some Oscars. Never had Oscars. Think they're cool. Want to get some. No one's going to watch a video about an Oscar. They're the most boring videos. Well, probably. It's just what I want to get. Some of my fish keeping hobby that I'll have to just kind of write off to say I'm going to have to get some fish that I'm interested in, but not really mega invested in, just to make some videos that'll do well to bring in some traction. And I might change them a lot, so I might have a little bit that I cycle fish, so I'll get fish, grow them up, sell them on, do something along those times. And then I'll have the fish that I want, so the discus, the guppies, the puffers, rainbow fish, as Scott mentioned there, all the fish that I really like keeping and want to do more with, and then all the kind of projecty stuff. I want to start making my own tanks. I want to look at making my own filters and filtration systems and all that kind of stuff, which won't necessarily be good for the hobby, but it's good for me, and it is my hobby, so I can do what I want, basically. Well, that's my thinking anyway. Callum said, is that a Google brine shrimp? Or is that a trillion brine shrimp? I can't count the zeros. Bullheads, yeah, there's a good one. Bullheads are cool, but for underrated colour, the humble gudgeon takes some beating, plus they squeak. Lots of COVID particles. One bit. Well, when I first got my big tank, I think I had one guppy in it for a good couple of weeks, and I just thought that was ridiculous. Nobody else thought it was funny or anything. I just thought it was great. I'm in love with how odd they are. Can never find any. Yeah, gudgeons seem to be few and far between. I don't know about that. Right, Callum's obviously on drugs and is about to get slapped by his wife. I think we're nearing the top of the hour, so what we're going to do is tell everyone, remind you all, if this is your first time here, thank you for stopping by. If you wouldn't mind subscribing on your way out, that would be lovely. If you wouldn't mind going and checking out Fishman Aquatics, who so kindly sponsored the stream. This is what I'm going to go and have after this. On all their social medias, be it their website, where don't forget you can get a 15% discount on anything with AA Live, and there's also a 50% scale on a load of lines. But for now, we'll call it quits there. My voice is starting to go. And we won't see you next week, hopefully. But follow me on all my other social medias. I'll have some new videos coming out over the weekend. New video, not new videos. But no live stream next week, hopefully, because I'll be moving house. Or we might just do a quick one. You can see me. I'll show you the space or something like that. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. But for tonight, thank you very much for joining me. Thank you, Reese, for joining us. You got let off, Phil, Noodle Sandwich, and Mickey. We'll do Meet the Mods when we come back as well. So decide amongst yourselves who wants to go first. And thank you very much. We'll see you when we see you. If we don't see you through the week, we'll see you through the Monday. Oh, can't believe I just said that. But yeah, thank you for joining me. I can't find the button that presses it to make it go away. Bye. Oh, got a beer left.